This movie evokes youthfulness and frightened the director before its release. The script, inspired by a 200-year-old sailing log, led to doubts about its authenticity. In 1845, two British Royal Navy ships sought a new Arctic route to Asia. They planned to arrive at their destination in 2 weeks. At this exciting moment, a strong crew member suddenly coughed up blood. Dr. Choba confirmed that a crew member had an unidentified disease. In his final moments, the crew member saw a masked figure and uttered words. Realizing the situation was untreatable, he died, and during the burial, the coffin lid opened unexpectedly despite being secured with many nails. On that day, the Arctic Ocean's temperature plummeted to a frightening -70 degrees. The Erebus ship mysteriously lost power. Captain Old John dispatched his best sailors to investigate, but they felt panic due to a recent incident where a crew member fell into the sea, frozen to death in 15 seconds. Problems arise even when it's not cold yet. The sailor prepared himself and dove beneath the ship, finding ice stuck in the propeller. The obstruction was cleared quickly after some effort, but at that moment, he felt as if something was watching him. Shocked by a strange black shadow approaching, the sailor quickly signaled to be hoisted up by pulling the rope. He drank strong liquor to regain his composure after surfacing. When inquired about the ship's condition, the sailor only referenced a bent propeller from ice, ignoring the shadow. He will explain later why he chose to hide it. Old John called an emergency meeting after learning that the propeller issue would reduce the Phantom's power by half. With the dropping temperature, navigating the ice ahead will be difficult. They could get trapped nearby if the course wasn't changed. Old John dismissed the suggestion to save time and reach his destination faster. Unaware of the consequences, he triggered a misjudgment that would lead to chaos, with mobilization starting the next day. Initially, the crew's enthusiasm ensured everything ran smoothly. As the temperature fell, the sea ice thickened, and all their attempts were futile. As John woke up for his routine check, he faced the harsh reality of their ship being trapped in the vast expanse of white snow. Trapped for 8 months, John faced a dire situation as summer arrived with no melting ice blocks in sight. With dwindling food supplies, he understood all too well the dangers of hunger and despair among the group. He sent a small team ahead, hoping to find land and rescue. As John watched the crew leave, he realized that against the vast, white snow, no matter their size, they would just become faint dots. Several crew members, burdened with heavy supplies and unsure of their journey's length, encountered a small iceberg blocking their path, prompting them to grumble about their luck, but ultimately decide to climb over it for investigation. Upon reaching the hilltop, everyone cheered loudly upon spotting the Our team. Someone likely lives nearby, so the land isn't far away. The nightmare unexpectedly started at this location. The leader and his deputy explored while the crew set up camp. The crew was shocked to discover that a heavy supply crate was overturned upon their return. They were puzzled by the destruction, but, armed with weapons, didn't dwell on it until nightfall. Watermelon-sized hail suddenly fell at their feet, followed by numerous others. Everyone quickly took cover in the tents as a beast roared outside. Initially, they joked about a polar bear being responsible for the damage. Bold crew members shot towards the sound. They unexpectedly struck an Eskimo, prompting the emergence of a massive, unknown creature. After 8 months adrift, the Yobing Hao ran out of food, prompting Captain Old John to send a brave team to find land. One night, the team was attacked by a creature, and in the chaos, they accidentally hurt the Eskimo. The team had to go back to camp for the night. I believe traditional medicine could save the old man, but the bullet was too deep, leaving no hope. The old man whispered a secret to his daughter before leaving, a phrase that would later reveal a deep, cold abyss. Laifu, the second mate, assured the old man's daughter that he would give her father a proper burial, fearing revenge from the tribe. The mute girl's cold expression warned them to leave quickly. If things didn't change, everyone would perish, troubling Laifu. The crew, oblivious to the gravity of the situation, showed their true colors as robbers by looting the old man's belongings and carelessly tossing his body into an ice hole. The mute girl asked for her father's belongings, but some shamelessly refused to return them. They were unaware of the mysterious tribe's revenge. How scary might it be? That night, the Aurora's appearance heralded strange events. A crew member stood still on the deck, but when touched, his body suddenly snapped in two. The ship's doctor concluded the wound was likely caused by an unknown creature. Second mate Laifu, feeling anxious about the news, confided his thoughts to Old John. He thought a rescue team was necessary, but Old John downplayed it, saying only one person had died. The following day, they arranged a hunt for the creature. They baited with mice, armed themselves, and waited for the monster. Old John, eager to display his bravery, gathered everyone for a photo. During this, snow clearly fell, but unfortunately, no one noticed at the time, and tragedy struck as soon as they returned to the tent. Old John, sensing danger, abandoned his men to escape. He was quickly pulled into the ice hole where the old man was buried. He was left with just one leg when the group arrived. The source of the terror was unknown and may return. Old John's funeral was the most pressing issue. Laifu reluctantly assumed Old John's captain role. He had his little brother Ergo sneak into his room and squat on the bed. Laifu and Ergo both completed their tasks. Laifu's reasons for this will be explained later. The gunfire at the funeral made the mute girl anxious, but she felt at ease seeing the heavy breath at the door, unaware of what was to come. He was captured by Ergo, a henchman of Laifu. Ergo believed the crew's assault was connected to the mute girl. Laifu was truly angry, frustrated by Ergo's impulsive actions and his own fear of an ancient deficiency. Ergo was severely punished, setting the stage for his future rebellion. Chopper, the ship's doctor, showed goodwill. The mute girl changed her view of the crew, yet the attacks against them grew stronger. A crew member mysteriously lost his head, and a day-long search failed to find it. Laifu had no option but to speak to the mute girl again to learn about that thing. The monster unexpectedly attacked during the conversation. The ship's bravest sailor fought fiercely but lost part of his leg in the battle. The sailor recognized he must outsmart the powerful monster instead of fighting it directly. He lured the monster to a higher spot, dropped his oil lamp, igniting it. With teammate assistance, the creature quickly disappeared into the mist. A black mist unexpectedly corroded the sailor's wound, forcing him to amputate it. Chopper's next discovery on the ship deepened everyone's despair, intensifying the terror. Crew members developed black and purple gums, and even Old John's monkey was affected as the gates of hell opened. The severed leg, worth millions, was avoided by everyone, who preferred to seal it under Arctic ice. No one knew if John's severed leg was infected with a deadly virus after a creature attack. As the crew avoided touching it, their gums slowly darkened to an unsettling black, affecting even the animals around them. Trapped in this desolate place for 2 years, they were running out of food and would starve if they didn't escape soon. Captain Laifu made the brave choice to abandon the ship and retrace their steps for hope. The journey was tough, with extreme cold and constant threats from unknown creatures. After a long walk, the ghastly things did not appear. The team was horrified to find the previous scouting team they sent out, their bodies grotesquely twisted and impaled in the snow, leaving their fate a mystery. Laifu decided to stop recklessly advancing and ordered to camp. That night, a crew member lost control of his emotions, feeling as if countless ants were crawling in his head and panicking. Young Captain Kate exhibited abnormal symptoms, with her skin rotting inexplicably, creating deep unease among all. The doctor diagnosed food poisoning. He believed there was a problem with canned food materials and advised halting consumption and hunting instead. Captain Laifu, known for taking advice, assembled a team to find food, but one group faced unexpected trouble. On their journey, they met Eskimos. The leader approached carefully to greet them, signaling peace despite their unusual appearance. The welcoming strangers offered food to the leader, despite the language barrier. The leader gifted his binoculars as a return gift. The leader realized his teammates were gone and had to turn back to look for them. As he reached the top of the hill, Ergo struck him hard. Some people have an innate evil nature, and it's infuriating. Ergo returned with the team leader's body and blamed the Eskimos. He came back with sailors and killed the Eskimos. Laifu was puzzled and quickly checked the leader's body. The leader's scalp was completely removed, and his body bore over 30 stab wounds, indicating severe brutality. Laifu understood that the tribe's people were kind-hearted and unlikely to harm anyone. Seeing women and children among the dead Eskimos confirmed to him that they didn't start the conflict, proving Ergo lied. He ordered Ergo's capture and execution. Unexpected creatures appeared, causing chaos and disruption. Ergo, seizing the distraction, returned to the camp with some followers, stealing supplies and firearms to form his own faction. Laifu's team had strong firepower, but the monsters were too fast. They drove them away, but it cost them dearly. Their comrades could also serve as food. Laifu promptly arranged a cremation for a dignified farewell. Everyone collected their emotions and headed home. As time went on and food dwindled, crew members showed distress. Captain Kate, aware of his limited time, considered sacrificing himself for the crew, but Laifu disagreed. Unable to watch Kate in pain, Laifu chose to help him instead. Laifu carefully concealed Kate in a hard-to-find place, aware that if discovered, she would be in danger. In Ergo's group, those who became unable to work were typically stabbed, as Laifu suspected. Ming Chuan Yi was captured to be mutilated, which ultimately stopped Ergo. Chuan Yi initially resisted, but given Ergo and his group's nature, he chose to handle it himself. Chuan Yi skipped eating, while the others enjoyed their meal. The editor can't describe the taste of human flesh, having only tasted his own lips. Ergo found Laifu's group, and, true to form, sent someone to feign negotiations. However, they opened fire immediately upon meeting. Lai Fu chose to go alone to Erebus camp to avoid casualties. Lai Fu encountered the ship's doctor, who expressed no emotions and warned him about potentially becoming food. If you're there, definitely avoid eating. Just eat the toughest part of the foot if you must. The ship's doctor drank a poison, covered himself with it, and then cut his own artery while in bed. He was served at the dining table the next day. Under pressure from Ergo, Lai Fu bit the large foot. After afternoon tea, Ergo chained Lai Fu to the boat as part of the engine while he sang, unknowingly attracting an unknown creature. The team's fighting ability was diminished due to previous poisoning, leading to chaos and a confrontation with the evil spirit. In a desperate situation, Ergo sacrificed his own tongue to the evil spirit in hopes of gaining control. But then, Lai Fu faced a tough situation, getting slapped and nearly swallowed. The evil spirit halted right on time. The silent lady soon arrived to save Lai Fu. Lai Fu searched for his teammates, but they all died. In 2 years, Lai Fu adapted to life with the Eskimos until the rescue team arrived. He asked Lai Fu where he was, but Lai Fu didn't reveal who he was. His choice to remain in the cold instead of going home with the rescue team may connect to this exchange.
Yeah.